Hey guys, what's up? It's VS here again. I figure it's about time for another long-awaited genuine tips for genuine players. I've only done one of these before, but it went over really well, probably from the help of Jay Nasty because he did like the first one that I put out, and that made it like my most viewed video, over 1,000 views. But I figured it'd be nice to get another one of these out because I really like helping you guys out with genuine tips, not, use a target finder and all that other bullcrap that everybody else seems to say. But this one in particular is about 8s and league play. I did a video, I think it was actually my last video, 2 videos ago, talking about why you guys should try 8s. And for those of you who missed that video, what 8s are is pretty much private league play with slightly different rules, like there's team killing, so that's something you gotta watch out for. But it's the same genuine idea, 4v4 and Hardpoint CTF or Search and Destroy. This one is this commentary is mainly about Hardpoint though, although it might touch into CTF a little bit. But first of all, there are 3 roles that I believe are in 8s in League, and that is Anchor, Slayer, and Objective Player. The Slayer runs around, gets kills, and tries to get his streaks, as well as keeping people off the hardpoint. And the Objective Player obviously goes for the objective, which in this case is the hardpoint. The Anchor tries to get to a good spot on the side of the map that they want to spawn on, that the good team wants to spawn on. And they do that by, like, right where I'm at right now. Back in that general area, there's like a rock you can sit behind, like a tree, and you just kind of want to sit behind that so that your team gets the good spawns. That's pretty much what an Anchor does. You usually predetermine your roles, but usually in League I'm only playing with like 3 people, so there's not really any roles. It's just run in there and go crazy. But in 8s and stuff, after you actually get a team, then you want to figure out what your roles are. I'm pretty sure this is the general idea that people use when they go into like MLG events and tournaments and stuff like that. And I know this game is 4v3, I meant to mention that at the beginning of the video, but this video is more really of just a reference, like the gameplay is more of just a reference for what I'm talking about. It's not really to show off skill or anything like that. For instance, one thing that you want to do is when the hardpoint's about to move, you want to rotate at about 15 points, like right when the timer right beside hardpoint gets about 15 or 20, that's when you want to rotate. I usually go around 20 if I die, especially. If I die anywhere around 20 points, 22 points, and I kind of spawn over by the next hardpoint, then I'll usually just go right to it and set up. But if it's like under 15, then you've missed the prime time you want to rotate, and you're just in trouble, so you want to get to the next hardpoint as fast as you can and try and overtake it, because most likely the other team has already rotated over to it. And that's a bit of an issue for you and your team because it's a lot harder to take a point when the enemy team's in it already, obviously, than when there's nobody in it. So you want to move a little bit before the rest of the team. And when you're rotating, you want to keep an eye out for enemies that are moving to the next hardpoint, so that way you can take them out before they get into it, and then you can push in everything. Now, for what I'd recommend for weapon-wise and equipment-wise, there's a couple things that are banned, like the bottom row of lethals are banned, and I can't remember what all perks are banned. I know that Hardline is because UAV and all those non-lethals and stuff like that are banned. And so you just want to use pretty much what I always use on every class is either flak jacket or lightweight with an AR or an SMG. That's usually what you want to use unless you're just like a beast sniper, but even then it kind of depends on what role you're doing and how well you can use a sniper. For what ARs you want to use, I'd recommend the AN94, which is what I'm using, or the MAA1, which is what a lot of people use. The FAL was broken before it was banned, but that is banned, so you can't use it anymore. For streaks, you kind of want to keep it down where you can get the streaks. You don't want to go to high streaks like Lodestar and stuff, especially because you don't have Hardline. That's something that some YouTubers do. They think that they can get the high streaks just because, they can get them in pubs all the time, but competitive is so much more difficult. And I have trouble getting the Hellstorm, Lightning Strike, and Sentry Gun sometimes, and that's like pretty much the lowest streaks that you want to run. You can run the RCXD, but it's not really worth it because it's just such a bad streak. It can be shot pretty much anywhere just because of how big it is. They just totally ruin the RCXD in this game, so I wouldn't recommend using that except maybe Search and Destroy, and even then it's iffy. But Hellstorm, Lightning Strike, and Sentry Gun is the ideal of what you want to run. If you do get your Sentry Gun, you wouldn't try and have you or your teammates throw some trophies out because EMPs are just overused in 8s and League play. So Hardwired might not be a horrible perk to run either. I forgot to mention the other perks you might want to go through, but Toughness is a must because you have to win all your gunfights. And I usually use Dexterity or Tac Mask sometimes, depending on the situation and how much they're spamming. But Dexterity is what I usually use, and then on my gun I usually use Quick draw in stock or quick draw and extend mag on some SMGs. But that's kind of what the loadout you want to use are, you know, just an AR that you're comfortable with or an SMG that you're comfortable with. Usually when you're an anchor, you want to run an AR or assault rifle, or if you're like the objective player, you want to run an SMG because you're going to be in a lot of tough action and tight spots and stuff like that. And that was a horrible spot for my sentry gun, that last one I put out, and I kind of adjusted a little bit, but like I said, this game was it was really easy because it's 4v3, so it's just reference. But you want to put your sentry gun in a spot that's not really easy to get shot from behind so that they don't destroy it. And like I also said, you want to have a trophy system up so that it's a lot harder for them to EMP it. Usually 2 or 3 trophy systems even wouldn't be a bad idea to have around the sentry gun. But yeah, that's pretty much my genuine tips for genuine players on Hardpoint. Just the biggest thing that you can have while doing this is response time and awareness, map awareness. You know, you want to know where they're spawning, and you can kind of do that a little bit with the help of your anchor, because if you have the right anchor, and I've heard that you have to be in the hardpoint for your anchor to really help, but I'm not sure on that. But you want to know where they're spawning so you can be ready for them. And here I'm just calling in all my streaks because the game's like pretty much over. But yeah, you just want to know where everybody's coming at so you can be ready. You want to set up and just know where they're spawning at so you can be ready again. And that's pretty much all there is to 8s in League. It's a lot about team communication. That's probably the biggest thing, actually. And then followed shortly by map awareness and response time. What I mean by response time is how fast you can respond when you see somebody, you know, how fast you can pull up your gun and shoot them. You see I aim down sights a lot when I'm just coming around corners, and that's what you want to do so that you can kind of get a jump on people. But if you like the video, like it. If you didn't, dislike it. If you like this Genuine Tips for Genuine Players video, let me know, and I'll try and get another one up pretty soon. But anyway, guys, I'll catch you on my next video.